Hi and welcome to a 30-minute yin yoga class. This is all about deep stretches, 3-minute holds in each position, so you're able to open up the body, release tension from the connective tissue, which we call the fascia, and I hope you enjoy the sequence. I've got 2 pillows, each in different sizes, and 2 blocks. Look around your own house and see what you can use for propping your body up in certain poses. Remember, you can use a rolled up blanket. You can really get creative with the props. All right, let's get started. So, coming seated, cross-legged. Before we get into any long hold, let's just open up our breathing, our lungs, and sitting cross-legged, take your right hand, reach over to the left side of your head, and we gently open up the neck, the shoulder of the left side. You can close the eyes, open the mouth, and just start gently breathing through the nose, through the mouth, and applying a little bit more pressure on the head, opening up the space from the ear to the shoulder. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, open the mouth, relax the jaw. Allow the left shoulder to drop a little bit deeper. And we'll do 2 full body breaths here together. Inhale through the nose. Out mouth. Further dropping that shoulder. Inhale. And out. Before we release this posture, just notice your chest and your spine, keeping the eyes closed. Feel into, can you create a stronger, more upright spine, pushing the chest forwards, elongating the spine upwards. Stay for 1 more moment here, adjusting your posture. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly release the hand and let the head drop back to your center, hands on your knees, and just take a moment to feel the difference between the left and right side of your neck. Take a deep breath in and out. Without even opening the eyes, you can take your left hand, reach to the right side of your head, and tipping the head over to that left shoulder. We are now opening up the right shoulder. So you want to create as much space as possible from your right ear to your right shoulder. And again, relax the jaw, open the mouth, breathe naturally through the nose or mouth, just keeping that jaw released. And before we even get into the breathing, notice your spine. Can you push your chest a little bit more forwards, your spine a little bit more upright? And this will intensify the deep stretch in the neck, shoulder. And let's do a couple breaths together here. Relax all the muscles in your face. Take a deep breath through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale out. Keep dropping that right shoulder. Let's go for 2 more. In. Out. In. And fully out. Staying here for just 1 moment longer. Keep the jaw open, relaxed, the face muscles relaxed. And just focus on the space from ear to shoulder. Let's take a deep breath here together. And then as you exhale, relax the hand, let the head come back to center. Keep your eyes closed for a moment and notice the difference between your left and right sides of your neck. Deep breath in and out. slowly opening the eyes, and we'll get ready for our first posture. So we're going to start nice and simple. You're going to come with your soles of your feet together. And, sorry, my timer. Soles of the feet are together, and we're going to enter into butterfly. So I'm going to show you a couple variations before we go into silence. So if you've got quite tight hamstrings or any tightness in the hips and knees, I would say definitely sit on something elevated. So you can sit on a rolled up blanket or pillow, and that'll help forward folding. And then you're going to roll forwards, drop the head down. I'm showing you with no props first, and then we can get into the props. So this is the position, completely relaxing. Now, if you've got a lot of pressure in your upper back, then place a prop on the feet, move the legs a little bit further away from the hips, and you can, whatever you have, make it nice and tall, big, and then we get into the posture here. Hands are passive, palms are facing to the ceiling, and we rest in our first posture, relaxing the shoulders. Deep breath in and out. Inhale fully, stay where you are. Exhale, let the shoulders drop, head drop, really feel the position. Knees soft. Then with your next inhale, turn your palms towards the floor, fingers push into the ground, and walk the hands towards your body, chin to chest, and you're going to roll the spine slowly up. Chin stays towards your chest, and then you're going to inhale, head up slow. Once your spine is upright, then roll the shoulders, counter that forward fold. And then opening the eyes, you can remove any props to the side. And knees together, shake out the legs. And we'll go into our next posture. So again here, any tight hamstrings, so under the backs of your legs or lower back, please sit on something elevated. That will always help. We're going to go into the straddle or dragonfly. So that means legs are nice and wide. Never go too wide, as that will put more strain on the stretch. So you can relax the feet completely, and it's also another forward fold. Here, depending on your props, make it as comfortable as possible so you can really relax. I always say in my classes, make a little tower, get creative with it. And again, here we want to support the head. And depending how far your props are away from you, the easier or the harder the stretch will be. All right, let's get into it. Roll forward folding, relax the feet, the legs, and your shoulders and head. If your props aren't high enough, you can always hold the head with your hands. Taking a deep breath here. Exhaling fully, dropping into the stretch. Staying as you are, bring your breath back consciously, inhaling along the spine into the shoulders. Exhale, drop shoulders. Hands turn towards the floor, and again, chin stays towards your chest, and walk the hands, pushing your body up and away from the props, and the spine comes up, straight spine. Chin is the last thing to lift. Keep the eyes closed, and keep rolling those shoulders back, opening the chest, and then changing direction. Slowly opening the eyes, and removing any props over to the side, hands under knees, and bring the legs together. Shaking it out. All right, we've been doing a lot of forward folds. We're gonna counter that. So we're gonna come onto our hands and knees. Now, depending on what props you have, something that's maybe a little longer under the hips, so a bit more in length than something that's round. And we're going to come into a supported Sphinx or seal. So we're going to have the feet apart, hands are towards the front of your mat, pushing your weight away from the mat. So we're creating a nice squeeze in the lower back, and your chest stays open, shoulders stay down. A lot of the time people's shoulders come up to here, so we want to counter that. You can drop the chin slightly down, and closing the eyes, really focus on the stretch of the chest from the belly button to your chin, and the squeeze of the lower back. Take deep breaths here. Full exhales. If this is too much pressure on your lower back, you can take the prop away underneath your hips and put your weight on your elbows into prayer pose. So it's as such without the prop. Or you can be in the position that I am in too. All right. Full exhales, feeling the contraction of the belly, going in towards the spine, and the expansion on the inhale. And slowly inhale, fully staying in the position. Exhaling, feeling the body drop into the mat, into the prop. Let's do one more breath here to close the posture. Inhale. Exhale, slowly chin to chest, looking down to the mat, and lower your body down. And tuck the toes in, push your hips over to your heels. Extend the arms out. Forehead can rest on the prop or directly onto the floor and rolling out that lower back. Extended baby pose and just breathing here. Let's do 2 full body breaths here together. Really send that breath into that lower back, opening it up where we compressed it previously. Inhale, nose. And out. In. And out. Slowly put more weight onto your knees, into your hands, and we come up onto all fours, into tabletop. And then just round the spine. A mini cat-cow. Inhale, head up. Spine down, chin to chest. And just here for 3 rounds. And last round. Neutral spine, inhale. And out. All right, slowly sit back onto your heels. Move any props that you have to the side. And we're going to stretch our legs out in front of us. And we're going to go into the exterior hip. So legs are extended. We're going to start with the right side. So you're going to reach for the right leg, lift it up over your left, and you're going to bring the legs on top of one another. So the right knee is above your left knee, and this is a half shoelace. So I'm just going to show from the side as well. Here, my foot is flat on the side, next trying to get as close as possible to my hip. And this is half shoelace. Here, if you've got a lot of tension, you can always place a prop in between the knees and one on your knee forehead for the forward fold. Or if you'd like it a little bit more intense, as what I'm going to be doing, is forehead on the knee and then kind of trying to reach for that toe, going deep again into that hamstring stretch. Again, if you have any tightness in the back of this extended leg, sit on something, a prop, a pillow, anything to lift the hips up slightly will help you stretch a little deeper. All right, let's get into this half shoelace and dropping those shoulders. They should be soft, no tension, and breathe in deeply. Full exhales out. Before we go into absolute silence, I want to just leave you with the focus of your exhales. An exhale is always a downward motion, and this is the gravitational pull that we're working with and not against. So each time you exhale, follow the exhale with your body so that you can help the gravitational pull to deepen the stretch that you're in. And staying as you are, let's just bring a nice strong breath back to the posture. Exhaling, dropping. Inhale, hands towards the floor, pushing your body up and away from your legs. Slowly lifting that spine, chin to chest. Take your time, you don't want to get dizzy. And then just elevate the spine upwards and again roll the shoulders. Before you move out of this posture, if you had any props, move them to the side. And we're going to stay in this posture for the next one. So we're going to do a nice side twist. So we're going to stay in this posture. Again, I'm going to just show you from the front. Our foot here was on the side, and now we want the right foot to be planted into the floor. So knee is upright, foot is flat on the ground, and we're going to hug so you're going to turn towards your chest, wants to go towards your right knee. You want to hug that knee, and we want to twist. So the right hand will be all the way to the back of your body, and you're going to twist and look over that right shoulder. All right, let's get into this together. This one is not as long as the rest. It's more of a shorter twist. All right, try and really extend the chest up and out, looking over the shoulder, right hand behind you. Keep the neck long and open, and breathe deep. Try not to round your shoulders or back. And let's hold here. Make sure your right foot is flat on the floor. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Before we exit this posture, let's try get it into our maximum stretch. So really inhale, lift the head, lift the chest, and twist over towards that right side. As you exhale, relax, head turns center towards the knee, and we just want to counter this posture. So both hands around your knee, and you're going to bring your chest forwards, lift your head up, inhale, straighten the spine. Exhale, chin to chest, round. Inhale, straighten the spine, head up, chin up. Exhale, chin down, round. Extend the arms. Inhale, pull the weight towards your leg, last round. And exhale, round. Inhale, straight spine. And opening the eyes and reaching for that right leg. And shake it out. We're going to go straight into the opposite side. So taking your left leg and bringing it over. You're going to have the side of the foot on the floor. Your right leg is extended. Left knee wants to be on top of your right knee. And then reach for any props that you need on top of the knee. And you can always hold one leg, one foot to create more stability. All right, let's get started. Find your position, that sweet spot. And forward folding. Exhaling out fully and dropping deeper into the stretch.
And before you start moving, just bring your breath back consciously to the tight places in your body. Exhale out the tension. And then slowly release the hands, pushing them into the ground, chin to chest. And slowly walk those hands towards the hips, straightening the spine. And as the head comes up, slowly rotating the shoulders, opening the chest up, and changing direction. Remember to stay in this position, and we're going to flatten the left foot onto the ground and enter into our twist. So, so you want your chest to come close to the knee that is bent, and right arm hugs your left knee, and we're going to bring this left hand all the way to the back. Look over your left shoulder, close the eyes, adjust your spine, adjust your chest, and breathe. It's always a little harder to breathe fully in twists, so just focus on slowing down the breathing, making sure your belly, then your lungs expand as you inhale, and contract slowly as you exhale. Keep the spine elevated. Try not to round shoulders or upper back. And before we exit this position, let's just extend into the deepest stretch we can. Inhale, head up, chest up, and look over that left shoulder. As you exhale, twist and turn towards the front, releasing the arms, releasing the leg, shaking them out, leaning back, and pushing the chest through. Well done. All right, we want to give the hips a little break, and we're going to get into opening our chest up. So you can come onto your knees. There's a few variations to this posture. I'll show you a couple. We're going to come into the saddle. So supported saddle, I'll show you with no props, and then with a couple props. So full on saddle, the heels are outside of the hips. If that's not possible, keep them under the hips. And then we slowly coming down, nice and steady, onto the mat, and holding the arms behind the back, behind the head, or keeping the arms next to the body. Now this is a very intense stretch for many, so if this is too much, I'll show you with some props. Slowly coming out. All right, so if this is not an option, you can also do butterfly pose or legs straight. So let's give it a go with the props behind you. You can have a pillow, multiple pillows, so that along the spine, so you're feeling that support elevated. And then you can again make sure your head is also supported, and then have the hands next to you or even behind. This will just extend and stretch, opening your diaphragm, stretching the underarms, and allowing you to take deeper breaths. So whichever feels more restorative and good for you. I'll be going into the full saddle, And let's begin. Finding your position, chin towards your chest, so you're lengthening the back of your neck, and trying to relax every part of the body, to not hold any tension as you soften with the exhales out. Inhale fully. Exhale out, releasing the arms if they are above your head. Relaxing the hands next to your body. And taking a deep breath in. Out mouth. And then you're going to just slowly prop your weight back onto your elbows, lifting your head slowly, one at a time. And as you come up, take your time, make it really slow, and then just choose one leg to extend first, and the other, and shake it out. I always like to counter this pose by just doing a short caterpillar pose. So with no props, just placing the hands under your calf muscles or even the knees and just rolling forwards. We're only here for 3 breaths. So just trying to let that head drop again. Feel that stretch in the hamstrings and shoulders dropped. Soft spine. Deep breath in. Full exhale out. In and out. And one more in and out. Releasing the hands and letting them walk along the legs towards your torso, lifting the spine, the chest, chin to chest, and slowly rolling the shoulders back and relaxing the posture, opening the eyes,
shaking out the legs. And then one can get ready for a deep relaxation, just lying on your back. And we're just going to treat it as a posture, getting nice and comfortable, placing the support wherever you need it. And I'm going to continue in using my butterfly pose to continue an inner thigh stretch. But if it's too much and you would like to rather rest in corpse pose, so lying flat on your back on the mat, please do so. And focusing on the breath, getting into your posture. Let's take a deep breath together. In nose, out mouth. And let's take a deep breath in, out, and whichever posture you're in, slowly bringing those knees together if you're in the same posture as I am, and bringing the knees in, and slow, small circles, and then slowly extend one leg out, hugging that knee, and pulling yourself up. All right, well, that was our yin class for today. I hope you're feeling nice and cozy. I feel like I've just rested and taken a deep sleep. So definitely come back for some more. Enjoy the rest of the time. Thank you for being here.